not much that can't be fixed with channel locks.
There you go.
Well, all right, it's the day after Christmas. We made it down to Leeville. We're gonna do a little fishing. We've had an interesting few days. We've had some family situations that we've been dealing with, but we are down south. We're gonna try to relax for a few days on the water, see if we can catch some fish. It's been extremely cold. We had a somewhat historic cold front come through, but it's in the high 40s, low 50s down here in Leeville. And so we're gonna get the boat in the water, see if we can do a little fishing before dark, and relax and have some good time together. Well, it sure looks fishy. It sure looks fishy. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Okay, we got the boat in the water. Everything's working. We threw the line a few times, just had a good time. But we don't really have any bait. We're just playing with some plastic, artificial. And nothing special happened, so we came on in while it was still light. We're gonna go eat some good food and get a fresh start tomorrow. Well, we've got a beautiful sunrise. It's a little cloudy, but it's supposed to clear up and be a gorgeous day. I am checking my minnow trap. In the summer, we can catch all the minnows we can hold, but the tide has already started going back out. It was high tide around 1:30 a.m. Tide started going out, and I got here, my minnow trap was up out of the water. So no minnows. We're gonna have to try the bait store. And you can see I got the trap back out, but it's just a different scenario here in the winter, so we got some things to learn. You know what I may need to do is look on the map and see if I can find us one of those bends, and we do try around a bend and see if there's a hole. All right, somewhere in here, huh? I think right here we can throw back and we can throw forward. Which way are you going?
I don't know. Yeah, if you want to throw on the bottom, come here, and I can go right out in that right there.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
We got some wind blowing that we didn't have. Started yesterday, and if that wind wasn't blowing,
Huh, this water's mixing so much. I was headed back to that back set of pilings, and this water just kicked. Yeah, let's run it this way, which means anywhere you cast in there, you can get to structure. I have to remember this spot for the summer.
Yeah, in the summer you make this, it has to be good.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready to go?
Yeah, let's. Alright, well, we learned a good spot. Alright, we're fixing to go find the fish. It was a slow morning, but I think we got them figured out now. I'm confident. We're fixing to go get them. Mama, you need to reel in, and what we need to try to do is throw inside of the rocks. First, I was wanting to fish the rocks, and that's fine, but that wind runs it by the end so quick. If we, you want me to throw yours or you want to? I'm a base now. I don't know how to do that. Mama, let me throw yours. You want me to throw it or you?
A whole lot of line
How
on
are we
this
going
one.
to throw it and not get tangled up in that sand?
Because once you get inside those rocks, it's protected.
And do you want 6 foot of line on under this cart?
I want about 4.
Ooh, Leanne, good grief.
All right.
Should I pull it in
A
some?
little bit. Did I hang you up or pull on it, Mama? I hung her.
All right, hang on a minute.
Mama's done give up and she's reading her book. You didn't get nothing? No. Alright. It was really, really sweet of Mom and Dad to go through all the packing and work and driving to go fish 2 different places back to back. Unfortunately, we couldn't get anything going with the fishing. Our hope is that the deer are not as finicky as the fish. I am looking to get something with my bow. So I missed a doe back during the early season bow hunt. And now I just want to settle the score, so to speak. If a turkey walks out, if a coyote walks out, if just about anything walks out, I could get a buck with my bow. Everything's in terms of conditions says this is not going to be a very productive hunt, but we're hoping that we can find some deer. We're gonna have some fun regardless, and so that's the plan. All right, we're loading up. It's 60 degrees, leaving Louisiana. We're gonna see what it gets to up in Missouri. I think we got most everything on that list, huh?
Yeah, you buy some antifreeze at watching the scuffer. That's it. We're gonna throw some clothes in the middle and roll the hood on.
All right, let's cook some deer meat.
Put your food in that.
Yeah.
And this thing's way too easy. But most of the stuff's up there.
Yeah, you've done the hard work in the early season.
Well, we up in Arkansas now, above Memphis, and it's 61 degrees. But we saw a pile of ducks and geese there just a few minutes ago in the flooded fields. There ain't no water in the fields here. I don't see none. But they had, just clouds of geese over there on one place. And looked at one field, I bet you they had 100 mallards in it. So, it's no colder than it's gonna be. Probably could do it. I think it's supposed to be 27 tonight. And by Saturday night, the low's gonna be 30 something Saturday night.
Well,
So.
it says maybe the deer hadn't been messed with. Maybe they enjoy the
warm weather.
Cold that they'll move a little bit.
I like that idea a lot. So I'm good with it not being zero when you kill them. It's just late season. Generally, it helps when it's that cold. So I think what we need to do is both kill a deer tomorrow evening, and we'll be.
Okay.
Then we won't have to worry about it.
I'm good.
But
you know, you jinx yourself when you say stuff like that, right?
do you? Oh, well,
Yeah.
excuse me. I'm sorry, Jinx.
All right, it's 37 degrees, but it was really cold overnight. The water pipes here at the campground froze up, so Dad is recalling his plumbing skills to repair the broken water line. Of course, he's already down to short sleeves because he's working hard in this cold weather. And not the way we wanted to start the hunt out. We're gonna still try to get outside and do a little hunting, but we gotta make sure we get this fixed in the daylight. So, always an adventure. All right, it's time to head out for our first sit. We are really camping now. It's not just theory. We are roughing it. That's going to mean that deer are even bigger. I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
So,
In fact, I shouldn't have changed out them clothes. I was working with John then. That's what John killed his big deer.
well, there you go, right? So it's 22. We're going to try to go slide in the ladder stand and the blind and see if some of these deer are moving around. Beautiful day.
Yeah.
They called this warm for late season. It's warm, but
Yeah, it's too warm.
37 feels pretty good. But anyway, so we'll see. So I set up on this ladder stand, and a truck came through about 3:30, and I thought, it was right by the road, and I thought, that's it, it's over for today. I just kind of sat down and was thinking that's kind of it. About 4 o'clock, something caught my eye. 4:15. Looked up, and 3 young bucks I thought they were doe at first, were about 150 yards out on my north side. So I didn't even have my binoculars, but I used my rangefinder and realized they are small bucks. So I'm watching the 3 young bucks, and they stay about 150 yards out, but I think, they may circle around and come up behind me. So I'm turned completely around, looking around the tree. Something catches my eye, and to my left, 5 or 6 does came out. I'd already ranged that area. It was in the edge of the CRP outside of the woods where I was sitting, and so I eased my rangefinder out and I ranged them in there at 38, and I said, you know what, let's wait. I don't want to take a shot like that if they're gonna ease into these woods here any second now. I'm just holding my rangefinder, and I think they're starting to get a little spooky. I don't know. And about that time, I hear something, whatever. And I peek back over my shoulder, and I've got like another 5 or 6 doe on the opposite side. I'm like, oh my word, I'm completely surrounded by deer. I've got those 3 young bucks somewhere in front of me, like 150 yards, and now I got 5 or 6 doe on this side. I've got 5 or 6 doe on this side. I'm just totally surrounded at this point. I can see that these doe are really close, and they're in the open. So I'm like, if I can get turned around, I already got my bow out. If I could just get turned around, I should be able to get a shot at one of these doe, because they're inside 20 yards. Something catches my eye over here now, in front of me, now that I've turned around. Now this way. I look up, and it's the biggest buck I've ever seen live in person. I just have deer everywhere, and I finally get a point where these all have their heads down. When he lowers his head, I pull back. And the problem is I rushed it. I did that with the doe, and I did it again with this buck. Everybody is moving and looking, and I think it's just a matter of time. They've got to smell me. They've got to see me, something. So I draw back, and I don't give them very long, and I go ahead and shoot. More experienced hunters, probably this would be a very different story. Turns out he had another big buck behind him, and the two of them ran back out in that CRP and just stand and look at me. They're probably at this point like 50 yards, and they just stare at me for over 10 minutes. And so I'm just freezing. And finally, after probably 10 minutes, the bucks just graze on out to the west. I slip down get another arrow out, load up another arrow. I'm like, who knows at this point what to expect. Just shot at the buck of a lifetime. I think I missed. I'm gonna check my arrow. I can see where my arrow was. I don't know. I am shaking. The adrenaline just coursing through me. I've never seen anything like it. It was unreal. Deer were completely surrounding me. They were everywhere. They weren't even scared of me. It was just unbelievable. Dad's moving the truck to try to push them out with the noise of the truck, and then I'm gonna get down and get my arrows. Well, it looked like something out of a real hunting TV show. This giant buck that we saw a couple of times on this property on camera, and just blew us away on the camera pics, and that doesn't even do it justice. I mean, his legs look like they're about 8 inches tall because he's so big bodied, and giant white horns coming everywhere. It's just a buck of a lifetime. That was kind of a wild feeling. You know, you can't be disappointed when you're getting to look at such huge quality deer, but it was just wild. It's kind of frantic because I'm like, this is unreal. There are deer everywhere. That's the deal. A wild, wild night. I've never ever seen anything like that. It was just insane. And I have an incredible story with the buck of a lifetime, incredible encounter. What a great late season hunt. I really feel so blessed that in that late season hunt, I was able to come to full draw 3 times. What an amazing experience. I saw what for me is a monster deer. Maybe I'm a little like my Aunt Annie, and somebody else sitting in that stand wouldn't have had quite the same perspective, but I just think it was this incredible deer. Blew my mind. Biggest deer I've seen in a live hunting scenario, and with my bow. It was just such a special hunt. And already looking ahead to next year, next season, we've had a a lot of blessings that we can be thankful for, and the biggest one is that this deer season we were all able to be in the great outdoors together as a family. We couldn't ask for more. We're already looking ahead to the next time.